Hi everyone, this is Mig from Sneaks and Ball PH and welcome to episode 7 of the Air Jordan Hunt. Today we have a quick look and unboxing on the Air Jordan 11 Concord. The Air Jordan 11 Concord last released in 2018, and this is the part of the Air Jordan Hunt wherein I'll be looking at sneaker releases over the past few years and not necessarily released in 2020. However, there are two colorways of the Air Jordan 11 that released in 2020 so far, and that would be the Air Jordan 11 Low for men, which is in the sort of bread Concord colorway, as well as the Air Jordan 11 Low Concord for women. The Air Jordan 11 was first used by Michael Jordan in the 1994 to 1995 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Orlando Magic. Most of the more iconic Jordans have very special triumphs linked to them, such as winning NBA MVPs, winning championships, winning dunk contests, and that sort of thing. However, with the Air Jordan 11 Concords, it's actually one of Michael Jordan's more dubious moments, and I'll just show you what it is here. So, cue that cutscene.
190 the score. Chicago with the lead with 18 and 1/10 seconds to play. And Jordan spinning his way against Anderson. Six and 2/10 seconds to go. Another look as Nick Anderson did it from behind. Chasing Jordan, knocked it away, leading to this. And Kenny Hardaway finds Horace Grant.
So the Air Jordan 11 Concords was actually debuted in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Orlando Magic, where Michael Jordan, had his usual clutch time possession, but instead of making the play or making the shot, Nick Anderson was able to steal the ball from behind, and that pretty much sealed Game 1. Then to further complicate things, on the next possession, Michael Jordan threw the ball away trying to pass it to Scottie Pippen. So this was actually one of the more low points of Michael Jordan's career. However, this does make a really good story because even though Jordan did lose in the Eastern Conference semis in the 1995 playoffs, he came back the next year and he was better than ever. For the 1995 to 1996 season, he also wore the Air Jordan 11s, and he pretty much just totally torched the league. Michael Jordan led the league in scoring yet again. He was first team All-Defense, first team All-NBA. He was also the All-Star Game MVP, NBA MVP, and he won his 4th NBA championship. He also led the Chicago Bulls to a then record 72 wins and 10 losses. And that team was just insane. They had Michael Jordan at his peak, and then they had Scottie Pippen, who was also first team All-NBA and first team All-Defense. You also had Dennis Rodman, who was All-Defensive as well and led the league in rebounds. And then you had Phil Jackson, who was the coach of the year. So that team was, in my opinion, the best team of all time. And with the Air Jordan 11, you do have a lot of, really iconic colorways, such as the Air Jordan 11 Breads, the Air Jordan 11 Space Jams, and of course the Air Jordan 11 Concords. Then with that out of the way, let's get into the unboxing. The Air Jordan 11 Concord released in 2018 with the original Air Jordan 11 box. Instead of having that drawer-style box like the previous Air Jordan 11 releases, the Air Jordan 11 Concords come in the box with the traditional lid, just like the original release in 1995 and 1996. So the box comes in a light gray with a black lid, and on the lid you do have Air Jordan written in white, with a red Jumpman underneath. Then you also have Nike Air branding here on this side, as well as here on the other side, as well as your sizing and colorway information. Then time to take these guys out of the box. So the Air Jordan 11 Concord is actually one of my favorite sneakers of all time. If I were to make a top 3 list of my favorite shoes, this would definitely be on that list. So removing this top lid, and then you have that traditional black plastic that comes with OG Air Jordan releases. Whew. These are such a grail in my opinion. I've always wanted a pair of these, and I'm so glad that I finally have one. So here you have it. This is the Air Jordan 11 Concord. So just taking both pairs out of the box, here you have your right shoe. Whew, this is just so clean. It's just classic black, white patent leather, ballistic nylon. And then we put this down for a while. Then here you have the left shoe. Very, very clean as well. Then just taking the lid, putting that back on. So there you have it. This is the Air Jordan 11 Concord. Then just a few quick tech specs on the Air Jordan 11. So first, for the outsole, you do have these herringbone pads here in solid rubber on the forefoot and the heel. Then for the translucent portions of the outsole, which is like pretty much everything else, you do have these really thick and deep grooves. Then for the cushion of the Air Jordan 11, you do have a full-length air unit within this full-length Phylon midsole. Then under that Phylon midsole, you do have that carbon fiber midfoot shank, and this is just to add a lot of torsional stability. Then for the materials, of course, you have that very iconic patent leather rand that runs all the way around the shoe. Then you have that ballistic nylon here on the top, as well as here on the tongue. You also have a little bit of leather here on the heel, and here on the heel and inner collar, you do have neoprene. Then you also have these really thick laces, and that's kind of just refreshing because, as you know, in 2020, most shoe companies don't really include really thick and premium feeling laces. So it is nice to see on this shoe. Then for the aesthetic details of the shoe, you do have that icy translucent outsole here on the bottom. Then you also have those Concord colored herringbone traction pads here on the forefoot and on the heel. Then you also have that black patent leather rand that runs all the way around the shoe, as well as this black Jumpman here on the heel. Then on the tongue, you do have this like nylon strip that has a Concord Jumpman here in the middle. Then you also have the words Jumpman and Jordan written here. However, it is kind of hard to read it at first because it takes a while for you to realize that it's written going this way and not vertically. So that's just a kind of cool and quirky feature. Then here on the back, you do have that aforementioned number 45. And this is because he did use this in the 1994-95 season, where he just came back from baseball. Then you also have these nylon straps that attach to the laces. So it's not just an aesthetic piece, but also a functional piece. Then the last details would be inside the shoe. So behind the tongue, you have this patch that reads, "Quality basketball products inspired by the greatest player ever." And behind this text, you do have another Concord Jumpman. You also have Nike Air written here on the insole. And the thing that people like about the Air Jordan 11 Concords is that it comes with this really nice shoe tree, which comes in the Concord color and it's in plastic. So it's not your usual paper or like thin cardboard, which is a really nice and premium touch. Then for the overall aesthetics, I just really love how the Air Jordan 11 looks, especially in the Concord colorway. The Concord colorway of the Air Jordan 11 is so classy with that black patent leather rand, as well as that black here on the neoprene collar. You also have that really nice white here on the midsole, on the ballistic nylon, and also here on the synthetic leather on the heel. Then I really like the translucent outsole on the Air Jordan 11. When it's like pretty new and pretty unused like this, it looks really clean. However, it will really start to yellow once you really use it. But for now, while it's still clean, I appreciate it and I like it a lot. Overall, this is just such a good looking shoe. Like, this is my favorite Air Jordan and my favorite Air Jordan of my entire collection. It's just such a classic silhouette. It has that really nice black patent leather. You have that black Jumpman, and of course you have that detail that I really like, which is the 45 here at the back. These easily match anything. Like, these look so good on court, and then you can also use them off court. I've actually seen people wear tuxedos and suits with this because it is a black and white shoe. And you know, it's just something that is very easy to use, very easy to pull off. And it's a classic. Like, what else can I say? It's just a classic among classics. Then for the price, the Air Jordan 11 Concord retailed for 10,645 pesos, or around $220 US. However, this was back in 2018, so the only way you can get a pair of these is through the resale market. On the resale market, these do fetch around like 15,000 to like a max of 18,000, which is a lot of money, but these are really a grail for the sneaker community, and the demand on these is super high. I personally wasn't able to get these during the 2018 release, so I had to go into the resale market and look for a pair. I was actually able to get my pair from Sir Erickson Domingo, and he was just a super nice and accommodating guy, so our transaction was very, very smooth. And you know, he really kept these in super good condition. Like, I have no complaints, like everything is just how it was brand new. So no signs of wear, no creasing. As you can see, the translucent outsole is still very icy. So thank you to Sir Ericsson for this pair. Definitely one of my grails, and whew, still can't get classic, just a classic. So there you have it. That concludes episode 7 of the Air Jordan hunt, featuring the Air Jordan 11 Concords. So if you liked the video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. And if you have any comments, questions, or any suggestions for any future videos, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below as well. Then if you haven't already yet, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. It would help us out a lot here at Sneaks and Ball PH.